So we have a rework, and it is a pretty significant one for Orisa, to the point at which she may as well be a completely new hero. Specifically, we've got that Fortify. As you see, it adds the green health there that doesn't feed ult charge. It also makes her take less damage, as well as generate less heat on her weapon for her overheat mechanic. We've also got the Javelin Spin, which she moves 20% faster during. It eats up, there's the Javelin Spin there, it eats up projectiles, so she can advance with that pretty well, and she can push people around with that for some boop damage. And then she has her Javelin Toss, which is a good skill shot stun, does some okay damage. If you hit people into a wall, does even more damage there. She is now much more of a brawl hero than a poke hero. She's not the poke hero you're used to in Overwatch 1. She can still spam that left click, but it's not going to do nearly as much damage. Those projectiles do now have fall off. So how do you make this hero work? Well, it's a brawl hero, and one of the best things I've found, both from observing some scrims, from playing her a bit myself, is you can really take advantage of that spin to go, let's push in here with our spinny, spin, and let's try to knock a squishy, maybe a Casty, maybe an Anna, whoever we can, over to the side. If you can knock them to the side, or even better, knock them a little bit back towards your team, because remember, you have that increased movement speed. Those maneuvers aren't impossible for you. You're able to go, hey, knock back their Reinhardt, knock back their Orisa, whatever, knock back their Winston, whatever, then knock their squishy to the side or back towards your own team. That sets you up well. You can then follow that up with a Javelin Toss, because you've controlled their movement a little bit. And if you hit them into the wall because you'd hit them to the side, great. That's bonus damage. Fantastic. If you're able to knock them back, kidnap them a little towards your team, fine. Knock them a little more towards your team with that stun. Team and you are going to rip them apart. Absolutely fantastic. You're, of course, now going to need to sustain. In fact, in the middle of throwing your javelin, you may need to sustain, but you have your Fortify to do that. That'll give you that overhealth. That'll also reduce the heat that you generate. So what I've found works pretty darn well with her is make sure you Fortify on these all-ins when you hit half heat. If you need to Fortify before then, no problem. But when you get up to half heat, go ahead and Fortify unless you're taking just no damage and it's not a serious fight. Because if you do that, you will be able to keep continuously firing all the way through your Fortify without overheating and running out. And that's useful because your Fortify causes you to generate less heat per shot, but it does not, as best I can tell, cause you to lose heat any more quickly when you stop firing. So you want to use that, really max that out, and then you can start losing that heat after your Fortify is over, since you don't get any good bonus for that. So it's a pretty powerful engagement tool. Obviously, it means it's an all-in. You're using both of your defensive abilities, one to go in, one to sustain in, that sort of thing. You could, if things go very wrong at the beginning, go, hey, I spear spin and then I pretty quickly back out. That's just fine. Or I spear spin in, wasn't able to knock anyone around, use my Fortify back out, but then you're down both defensives, and the opponents may know that they can push you. But if you're going for this, it's pretty solid. Some things I would warn you or tell you to pay attention to if you want to make this sort of play the most successful is going to be really look around, especially on the beta when everyone's in quick play, when you're with a lot of people who haven't played Overwatch in a long time. Look around to make sure that your team is ready to push and that they're not trickling. You don't want to start this play when you've got your Lucio in spawn. You don't want to start this play when your Tracer is completely over on the other side of the map, not in a place where they can join the fight whatsoever. So look around. Trickling is pretty common with all the quick play that is going on, and this is an all-in. It's a little tough for you to back out of. You want to get that right. Other thing I'd be aware of is that Spear Toss, really good. In fact, if I'm playing against Orisa, it's the ability I would most consider calling out for the team as a call out, no spear, that sort of thing. It's good. You can use it to shut down ults of people. People get a little careless about their ults, I'm seeing. They're not being disciplined because there's a bit less stuns in Overwatch 2, so they think they can just do stuff in front of people's faces. Well, you have a stun. You even have a ranged stun. Stun out that Casty over there, that Soldier 76 over there, that Pharah over there. Fun stuff to do. Absolutely. Don't be afraid to do it. Likewise, don't be afraid to finish someone off who is retreating with that spear there. Then sets up the nice, easy follow-up shots. So that's really what I've got for you today. If you're enjoying the content, drop a like, consider subscribing for more insights into how to play this game, get ahead of your friends, get the early lead on everyone, and let me know what you think. Do you like this strategy? Have you had some success with this strategy after you get to try it a few times, or have you found a completely different way to play Orisa that's working great for you? Let me know in the comments down below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks. Temporal out.